Well, good morning, Scrapazoids, Scrapettes, Scrappers, Recyclers, Recyclettes, everybody else who's tuned in this morning. So the airwaves are very full, and several of my people who I follow and who follow me are already on, which means most of my subs are over on that live too, and you know, that's all good. That's why I don't mind jumping on and do a video and catching up with you guys. I was supposed to leave for vacation today, but the air is very toxic. We had a lot of smoke from the Canadian wildfires again, and there is the possibility of really severe weather here in Connecticut. So, you know what? I can leave tomorrow. I can leave Monday. I don't have any pressure from a buyer. I don't have any pressure on me at all. I am telling you guys, if you do your research and you can buy e-scrap whole, or better yet, pick it up and recycle it whole, you're going to make a lot more money than selling to some person who's going to give you pennies for the whole product. And whereas you can sell the boards to Zach or to Chris and make faster profits, get the mess out of your house, you'll do so much better. Yeah, that's what I've done for years. And the minute I changed away from that, it all just went to pot. So yeah, I'm much happier. I was able to get out 3 boxes yesterday, and I think I'm going to get another 2 out today. They'll at least be dropped off. They won't ship till Monday. But we did really, really well with our last shipment to Cellulboards.com. Zach did a good job. If you send to Board Sort, you're going to have to wait a week to 10 days to get paid. It's just the way they do it. They sort it quickly enough. That's not the issue, but the way their payout system runs, they, cash everything in on Wednesday. We get paid on Thursday. Cellular Boards will pay you the same day he gets it and checks it in, and that bailed my butt out this week, let me tell you. Huge. Also, the other thing he's doing now is he has discounted prepaid labels. He'll take that out of your payout. That right now for me works a lot better. And because he does that, I was able to ship a lot more material this week. So, that's just 2 differences. Both are excellent companies, by the way. With Board Sort, you have to have your materials sorted. Not that they won't help you if you make a mistake. They will. But if you're new to board sorting, or you don't know how to sort your boards, your better bet is Cellulboards.com, because he will sort it for you. I send it in sorted. I'm pretty good at that. So that's not an issue. But the turnaround time was much faster for me. I mean, I got paid right away instead of having to wait a week. And most of you know I got screwed really bad by a buyer last week. Long story made short, he purchased material from me. He paid me for it. He sent a truck to pick it up. I told him he was going to need a lift gate because it was in 4 big Gaylord bins. I'm going to try to pick that crap up. And it was a good sized load. It was 12,000 pounds of computers and servers or whatever. And you guys already heard my what happened with that load. Basically, he ordered the load. It got taken to the scrapyard, and all hell broke loose at the scrapyard. I don't really know what happened. I wasn't there, and neither was he. Right? Now, if I paid somebody for a big load, I personally would go check that load as it went into my truck. And protect my interest. It says right on my, once it leaves me, there are no refunds, there are no guarantees, there are no anything, unless I screwed you, which of course I don't. It got down to the yard. The yard shorted 250 pounds of network servers. They shorted 250 pounds of power supply. They basically shorted each Gaylord bin by 250 pounds. And I know what it weighed because we weighed it. I had pictures. We weighed it on the scale at the warehouse going into the truck. We weighed it. We weighed it right there. We weighed an empty bin. We showed the tear. It was 175 and 25 for the cover. But we had everything documented, thank God. So, you know, it's the second time he's done it to me. You know, in what planet do you pay somebody for material and then not pay them? You pay your workers, you pay for the truck, you pay everybody except for the person who sold you the material. Using my money to pay your overhead? No. So, you know, it is what it is. It's over, it's done, and as most of you know, I have decided to retire from being a full-time e-scrapper. I love doing it as a hobby. I enjoy taking things apart. I enjoy sending things to Chris and Zach. And you know what? That's what I'm going to keep doing. I do still have the warehouse order. It is almost all picked up. It's all put away in the pod. It's going to be winter work. I'm going to be away for a couple days. I don't know if I'm going to get live tomorrow. It depends on the weather. If the weather's really gnarly, I'm not going to leave. I'm supposed to be going to a beach vacation. If it's not safe to travel, I'm not going to, even though I have a pickup truck and everything else. There's no sense in heading for the beach if it's pouring rain, right? So, there's that. And then Monday, I am picking up the organ transplant is Monday. I'm transplanting it from Medford, New Jersey to Stratford, Connecticut. And that's Monday. I just have to wait till Sunday for them to give me a window for the piano movers. I've got the other Allen organ to finish scrapping. I think I'm going to finish that this week. It's just been really muggy and gross out. That will yield, I think, about 25 high-grade ceramic chip telecom boards that are going to be 50 years old. The organ is 50 years old, so those boards will be 50 years old, which brings me back to where I was starting to go with all this discussion. I'm saving a lot of the really good boards for gold refining down the line. I'll never refine gold, but, you know, when I do get to the point that I've had enough, that I don't see happening anytime soon, those boards will go off to some toll refiner, and that'll be my, you know, swan song, so to speak. But in the meantime, yeah, it's so much easier for me to just scrap out the boards, put them in a box, send them off to Chris, or send them off to Zach, or send them off to one of you guys if you want to buy boards. You know, I'm much happier. I got a lot of the mess out of the house. I don't have to save Gaylord bins for a big order. No more. It's just not what I want to do. I have to give Shark Scrapper a lot of credit. You know, he's been back and forth and in and out. He's now on his fourth shop for whatever reason. Nothing bad, I don't think. You know, he just moved last year, and he had some things go on, and he wasn't able to maintain a shop for a while. Took some time away, got a nice new shop. He's about the same age as I am, and he's ready to go back full tilt. God bless you, Sharky. God bless you. So, you know, everybody's got something different. And I really, you know, I like doing this. I like hanging out. I like talking and so forth. And speaking of talking, so I have a bunch of blades. These came out of cabinets. They came out of what we call blade servers. So they push into a cabinet. Usually you get good gold bearing material here. What we did is we pulled all the blades out because the cabinet itself was about 178 pounds. So this is a managed switch. If I sold it whole, I could sell this as a network switch at 90 cents a pound. I don't know, let's just say 10 pounds. That would be a $9 board. As opposed to selling it whole. You know, this can be sold as a high-grade board. You can get the rim over here. You can get the gold, the gold off of here. So, I have to decide whether I want to sell this as a whole board, just like it is as a network board. I got to get out of the way. It scales downstairs, and I'm too lazy to get off my ass and go do it. I'd say it weighs, let's just say it weighs 10 pounds at 90 cents a pound. So that would be a $9 board. What I've got to do is see, I have other boards like this, I've got to weigh it and see if I'd prefer to sell it as a telecom board, which would pay $10 a pound instead of 40 cents a pound. See where I'm going with the math? It makes much more sense to make $20 or $30 for a clean board than it does to spend, you know, for 40 cents for a pound for the whole board, for the whole unit. So it makes a lot more sense to take your electronics apart. This should be a really good candidate for one of my what's in the boxes. I've got a lot of these module cards, and when I get back from vacation, I'm going to put some boxes together for you guys. These module cards make for really, really good gold recovery. They're not too big to work with. They usually have really good chips. I know there's a BGA under here. This is an HP, and we took, I don't remember how many we took apart. See, these are blade servers. You can sell it as a network switch because that's what it is. It's just that there were a bunch of them in the cabinet, all configured to do some kind of different job. The HP ports are not great, but they are considered telecom because it's an industrial product. It was used in it, like if you took this same board, right? Say you bought, now let me rephrase it. If you were working on getting peripheral boards together, your store brand modems, your store brand DVD players, your store brand small networks, those wouldn't be even in the ballpark for a telecom board because they don't have enough ports and they don't have enough gold. When you start getting into things like these, where you have a lot of ports and it's a name brand board, now again, I've got to get this out and I've got to look at the back and see how much gold is there. But you have a better chance of getting telecom for this board. It's going to be a low-grade telecom, but still, you know, I think low-grade telecom is $7.50 a pound right now. See, I mean, you're still looking at a $30 board as opposed to selling the whole thing, you know, at 40 cents a pound as is, you know. Just 40 times, let's just say it's 10 pounds. I know it's not, but let's say it is. So 0.40 times 10 is $4. 10 times $7.50 is a lot more money. You know, you see what I'm saying? So a little bit of labor. I highly advise taking the boards off these blades and just selling the board as a telecom board. There's not a lot of junk on it. There's not a lot of capacitors. There's not a lot of heat sinks and stuff. I know there's a gold-cornered BGA under here. And again, I've got to pull this apart a little bit more to analyze it. You know, you can always send a picture to your board buyer. If you're not sure how to grade it, number one, both Chris and Zach will nicely correct you if you've made a mistake. They're not going to rip your head off because you goofed. If you send them in a low-grade board and you're asking for a high-grade telecom, they're going to raise an eyebrow like Spock used to do and go, really? Interesting, but no. Oh, and very interesting, but stupid. But if you make a mistake, you know, you have a stray board that's off, or, you know, you called this a high-grade telecom thinking that's what it was legit, you know, things like that. Yeah, no, they're gonna help you out with that. But you can always send them pictures, you know. They'll answer you, let you know where to grade it if you're learning how to grade boards. So, anyway, that's today's scrap chat, guys. Again, I just find it far more cost-effective to get the scrap metal off, sell the module cards to you guys in the gold-bearing boxes, and sell the boards to the big boys who pay well. That being SellYourBoards.com and BoardSort.com. Depending on your area and your shipping, as I said, the differences are BoardSort, you got to wait 7 to 10 days to get paid, and you have to sort your material and know what you're doing. And if you're new to sorting boards and you need to get paid faster, SellYourBoards.com is the way to go. He doesn't pay quite as much as BoardSort, but he pays fairly. Absolutely pays fairly. There's no issue with his pay. Oh, that's the other thing, too. You take this to a yard, you take the boards to the yard, you're going to get screwed. going to tell you that right now. Scrapyards are not e-scrap buyers. They'll buy scrap. They'll buy it as cheap as humanly possible. And you really won't make any money unless you're dealing with specifically an e-scrap buyer. That's why you need a Zach. That's why you need a Chris. You need people who focus on this and, you know, sell tons of this, buy and sell tons of this a day to people who buy e-scrap. You know, don't just go to your scrapyard with it, guys. You're going to lose big time money. That's what I tried to tell this guy the other day. He didn't want to listen to me. And he lost money, and because he lost money, so did I. Although I have, what he did is he reversed the charge. He said I didn't send him what I told him I was going to send him. And it takes 30 days for PayPal to reverse anything, so my money's tied up until the dispute is resolved. I know I'm going to win because I had a contract. I sent him the, you know, you do everything with a contract, guys. You don't just send your material out. And it was paid for. He paid for it. Then he turned around and reversed it. What the hell? Good luck with that. Just caused me a lot of stress that I don't need, you know. But you guys have already heard me carry on about that, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I do sell boards, by the way, guys. I sell boards by the pound. I sell them at board sort price. All you got to do is pay the shipping. I have Gaylord boxes of e-scrap. You know, so things are going well here. I can't complain. I could, but I won't. And that's my scrap chat for today, guys. All right, take care. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Be well. I didn't really know what else to do today. It's disgusting out. I don't want to go outside and work. I'm up in the upstairs office, and I can't work up here because my air conditioning is broken. This is going to be my new studio for my lives and stuff. This is actually, I run my music business out of this room. But right now it's ungodly hot up here. I can't really do anything up here till the fall. So this room gets really, this upstairs gets unused during the summer months. But yeah, we're gonna set up our. It'll be nice because then I can just roll out of bed, do my Sunday morning live, and it's all set. I don't have to worry about cleaning the house before I go live. And this office will be used for my music business. This was my room growing up. Now I'm downstairs. I got another room over there. So, you know, that'll work out well. Be able to get rid of the storage bin, put all the e-scrap down in the basement. Finances will be much better, and I can really pretty much retire and just enjoy hobby scrapping. So that's today's live. I'm sorry I wasn't able to chat with you, but like I said, too many people on the airwaves, and those of you who know me know I don't stomp on other people's lives. It's just a really rude, crude, and socially unacceptable thing to do. See you soon. I did cover some scrap material today, though. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.